Welcome back, everybody, to Bucks and Ducks, brought to you by the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham, and I wanted to kick off this final episode of the season with a bang. We wanted to go ahead and just announce our winner for the Bucks and Ducks hat giveaway right away so we don't keep you guys waiting any longer. You guys have been so supportive this past week with all the comments, all the likes, all the follows. We just really, truly appreciate it, guys. We're so close to 1,000 now. I think we're like 15 off at this point. But we'll get a drum roll going here. Congratulations to Brandy Martin for winning our two hats, the Ducks Unlimited hat and a hat of your choice from the Wild Faith store. Thank you so much. We'll be sure to go ahead and give you a follow, shoot you a DM so we can get your contact info and get those hats out to you ASAP. But guys, everybody, seriously, thank you so much for all the love and the support. This is not possible without you. This was an awesome giveaway. Just like always, you guys do a great job knocking it out of the park. But we just want to give a little bit of love back to everybody that participated. You could go ahead, go to wildfaithpodcast.com. Either place is going to take you the same way. But if you use the discount code FALLHATS10, it's going to get you 10% off on any hat in the Wild Faith store. And it's just a little simple thank you to everybody that's out there for all the support. We take any money and proceeds that we get and we kind of dump it right back in the business. And that's what keeps us doing what we love. And that's giving content back to you guys. So we really, truly appreciate everybody that's liked and followed along all the way from Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Without further ado, we'll get to the final episode of Bucks and Ducks for the 2025 season. We'll be kicking off Chasing the Rut and the Migration Minute here in the next week. We're going to take a week off, so probably the weekend of the 13th or the Monday of the 13th, we'll be kicking off those sub-segment series. And it's going to be a fun fall, and we're going to do a lot more giveaways. So guys, thank you so much again for listening. Enjoy the episode. Welcome back, everybody, to Bucks and Ducks, brought to you by the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham. I have my co-host Luke Timmons with me here today, and it is a beautiful fall day. We're one day further into the hunting season. And Luke, how are we doing today?
Good, except you're lying. It's going to be 88 degrees here. It's not a beautiful fall day.
What are you talking about? That's like premier hunting weather.
Yeah, it's duck opener for South Zone in Wisconsin this weekend, so I will not be going out because I don't care to sit in 88 degree weather. So
I tell you what, though, I've been seeing people have been killing bucks, though. I mean, regardless that it's been hot. I mean, people have kind of adapted and overcome, but there's still deer hitting the ground right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just you know how it is, full-time job, couple kids, gotta be strategic when you hunt, when you can hunt. So yeah, I got a couple days here because it's gonna be down in the, it's 80s kind of all weekend, and then it's gonna drop down into low to mid 60s all week next week. So
nice.
Definitely gonna be trying to get out a morning or two.
Yeah, I've kind of punted the ship on trying to get out when it's been which is kind of sad because it's like September's come and gone. Here we are in October now, but it's like
my favorite months and then burr.
I would rather have 5 solid days in October than 5 hot days in September.
Oh, every day for sure. Yeah, no, I'm ready for some cooler temps. I'm looking ahead for the North Dakota trip, and the weather looks primo. So it's going to
be money.
It's pretty jacked for that.
So my question for you I've got today is I want to know, I'll just kind of paint it out for a picture. Let's say that we're just like our North Dakota trip here. We're painting, it's going to say we're middle of October. You got a cold front rolling through. It's going to be here for the whole week. Are you looking to hunt mornings or afternoons, or what do you prefer?
Mornings.
But why?
Yeah. It's just better. I mean, it's so hard because for sure mornings, I am going to mix in a handful of afternoons as I'm able to, just for the simple fact is it's a lot easier to get kids out in the duck blind for afternoons than it is waking up at 3 a.m. and getting out and trying to get them. But yeah, I mean, you're going to catch. So now switching up to mornings, like you're going to catch those birds that kind of probably flew through the night that are migrating maybe. And so they're going to be looking for a place to rest and feed. And so that'd be my reason for why in the mornings. You know, because you're getting, especially like you said, with those bigger cold fronts that we're going to start seeing here, you're getting some more migrators, you're getting some migration action happening. But, you know, afternoons can be good, right? Like anything. It's just like deer hunting. If you told me mornings or evenings for early October or early November, I'd be like, oh, I'd probably say mornings, but evenings can be just as good. So,
like, how long are you hunting in the mornings though? Like, are you getting, I mean, is it like turkey hunting where all of a sudden, like, you know, you get that 10 o'clock window and it's going to get good again from 10 to noon? Or is it usually like by about 10:30, you guys are packing up and you're getting out of there?
It's so dependent on a lot of things. Me personally, I would like to stick it out at least for as much as I can. But, you know, like you just said, like it could be deader than dead at 8:30 in the morning and everyone's looking at each other like, God, I gotta take a crap. I gotta, you know, I'm bored, whatever, you know? So it's like, but as soon as it's like clockwork, like you start picking up the decoys, packing everything up at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then by the time you get out there, it's almost, you know, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then it's tough moving around. So I'd give it to at least 10 and then just see, you know, it's just like deer hunting. Like you hear guys talk about it all the time, is the times between 10 and 2 are some of the best. So it's just so dependent. Weather, obviously, pressure, just, you know, if you can't kill them from the couch. So I would say, you know,
very true,
stick it out to at least 10 o'clock and assess at that point. But I've definitely called it at 8:30 because I got to go take a crap. So
yes, duty's call.
When nature calls.
Yep.
You know, if you know, and like I said, weather is big dependent. If it's super sunny out, no wind, just kind of stale, dead, there's not going to be much moving. You know, you get those cloudy, low ceiling, you know, cloud ceiling days. You know, if it's a cold front coming through, it could be a really good day to sit till noon for duck hunting because you may be just getting that constant migration going on. So
yeah,
you know, whatever that, I was just trying to say that half a dozen saying, but I can't. It's Friday and it's been a week, so my brain is on hunting. I'll put it that way. So,
well, with the cold front coming through next week, it's kind of gets you excited because it's like, all right, here we go.
Yep, I took off a couple mornings, you know,
nice.
And so I think I'm gonna try and get out Wednesday and Friday and scratch that itch a couple times before we head out for North Dakota. But I'm excited, dude.
Love it. Nice.
I'm ready. I'm so ready to be done. Anytime someone says, oh, isn't this late summer beautiful? I'm like, no. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, because I want to hunt, and 90 degrees is the least ideal hunting for me.
You know, it's funny that they've been having water days at daycare these last, you know, week and a half with the weather. And it's like, I try to tell my daughter, I'm like, this is the last day you're going to be able to like really enjoy
this weekend. Really. Yeah.
So soak it in because it's going to be in the 50s for the next 2 weeks. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, that it stays cold throughout the entire fall and we don't get this, you know, mid-November 75-degree weather.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
No, I agree, man. All right. So my question is kind of similar. Actually, very similar. So when it comes to early October bow hunting, is it smarter to hunt evenings, like on a food source or something, or take a chance at a morning closer to bedding?
That's a great question.
It's a tough one.
I think it's twofold. So, like, if I have, I really do like the whole month of October. I like hunting mornings, and I do like hunting mid mornings. You know, trying to get those bucks traveling, especially like in hill country. Like, I'm just thinking of a couple of particular spots that I've got close that are local to me, where a lot of times these bucks are, you know, you might think where it's like, okay, we're in what we'll just say what's next week, October 7th. You know, you'd think that we're in the middle of the lull right now. It's like these deer are still moving around, especially too, like you factor in, you know, those morning times are getting back. You know, I just think of these two spots that I'm thinking in my head of where these deer are moving a long ways to get back to their beds. But sometimes, it isn't like they're in their bed at 6 a.m. Sometimes it might take them until 9 a.m., 10 a.m. to get back to where their bed actually is. And you can kind of intercept them going back and forth between there. And it isn't like, I think most guys will say that they won't hunt bedding areas until, that latter part of October, until we get into the late 20s and getting into the first weeks of November. But it's like these deer are still moving, and those mindsets in those deer, ever since they shedded their velvet in early September, their testosterone every day is starting to ramp up, where they're getting a little bit more wiry. They're getting out. They want to move, but I look at it where it's like this. If I have a deer patterned out and have a general idea of where he is going to and from, and I have a good idea where he's bedding at, I'm not afraid to, especially in public, like I'm not afraid to go stab a day or two and try to cut him off before he gets back to his bed. But like I look at, like, if I'm hunting the farm back home, I know I have time. So it's like I might wait to really push into that bedding area until later October. And I might hunt that food source on a good front, and get in the stand at 2:00 and sit there for the evening and hope that he's going to come out and hit some greens before he kind of goes on to his destination food plot for the night or whatever that might be. So like, I think in terms of public, like I have no like holdbacks at all of trying to get in tight, because I honestly think that's some of your best opportunities you're probably going to get. And like I said, hunting those anywhere from that early morning to mid morning, I like to sit on those travel corridors where they're kind of going to and from bedding, where it's, tight to cover, catching them on a ridge, coming back to that tight cover, if it's either down in the bottom or up top, and then, for afternoons, I mean, like, they're great, and they could be great on public too, but it's just, I just look at where it's like, if I know I have time to give on a property and I don't have to go in and just go full send mode, like I might sit back and I might wait. And so in particular, like the farm, I'm probably only going to get 2 weeks to hunt the farm this year, which is crazy, but that's what it is. But it's like, I'm going to get to hunt it in the latter part of October, like in the 20s, 25th, whatever it is. And then I'm going to get to hunt it again that week before gun season kicks off. And it's like, I might flirt with a bedding area or two, but like I probably will hunt the boundary edges of trying to get these deer coming to food, then going out to destination. But it's like, once we get into the first, the second, all the way up into when's the gun opener this year? It's on the 9th, I think. Like I might hold off to really getting tight to bedding until maybe that week of the 3rd through the 7th, before gun kicks off, where it's just like, because there it's like, if I bump a buck,
he's gone.
I might not see him again, So, but it's on public. It's like, who cares? I'll just go hunt a new spot that, I've scouted and put time in. So that's probably like my twofold answer, is where it's very scenario dependent, but like I am definitely not afraid to dive into a bedding area or hunting a travel corridor, heading to bedding, in that early to mid morning out on a piece of public.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'd say, I mean, obviously the afternoon food is probably safer because it's less intrusive, and then mornings are riskier, but can be way down.
I don't know, but historical data though too, like I look at it, like for the farm in particular, like pretty much from that 27th all the way until gun opener, like I probably have 10 or 15 different photos of shooters that have been moving at.
But you're talking late October there, right?
Yeah, we're talking late October then, or not early, but they're moving at 10:30 in the morning, mid morning hours. But early season in particular, I'm definitely probably going to be a little bit more hesitant on private, but on public, I mean, it's public, man. Send it.
Yeah, no, I got our old lease that we always took off like that week the week right before gun. And I feel like 2/3 of the time, 2/3 of the years, it was like hot. And then that last week of October was cold, sometimes we have snow. So it's like, that last week of October, like you're saying, can be just
it's magical, man.
Deadly.
If I had to pick dates, those are between the 25th through the 7th. Those are if I had to take 2 weeks off, it's probably one of those two outside of like the second rut in later November. I mean, ideally, if I could just take the whole month of October, November, December off, I would, but What world is that?
I'll work December. I'll take off October and November, just full 2 months off. I mean, you could do it. You just got to bank your PTO and not do anything the rest of the year, right?
Yeah. But on some other exciting notes, I mean, this is it. This is the last Bucks and Ducks of the 2025 season for us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
moving on.
It's been fun. Moving on to newer things, greener pastures.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be starting Chasing Rut here on the 13th. And then, Luke, you got a new segment you're going to be doing.
Yeah, I was just honestly kind of thinking about it today. I was like, wow, we've been talking a lot of duck hunting now again. And I'm like, I don't want to stop. So, doing, like you said, going to restart the Chasing the Rut, which was awesome last year. And then we're going to add a Migration Minute on Thursdays for you guys, too. So lots of content coming your guys' way. We're going to be out there hitting, like Evan said, the full send button. So it'll be a lot of fun.
It will be fun. Luke's going to run with the Migration, and then I'm going to take on Chasing the Rut. And like Luke said, we'll be giving you guys content Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to be dropping a lot of episodes.
Basically every day of the week except the weekends.
But it's going to be fun because we're going to get to hear some different people from across the country. You know, we'll keep it local here too in the Midwest and especially Minnesota of what's going on out in the woods and out in the marsh. And and then, you know, we'll announce the winner on this episode for the last episode of Bucks and Ducks of who's going to win the 2 hats from us. And then it's crazy. It just amazes me every time that we were just pre-podcast here talking about our schedules for the next 2 months of like how fast fall dissolves and just goes away.
Yeah, can't take any day for granted. Gotta enjoy them all.
So it's just like it's gonna be here and gone, but it's gonna be a fun rat race like it always is, and I'm just excited to really kind of finally get some colder weather to be coming to actually like have drive to get out in the woods. Even like I haven't even made like normally at this point in time like I've made chili a couple times, and you've doing fall activities, and it's just like we haven't done any of that. We've been out in shorts and swimsuits.
Okay, hold on that one. My fall activities consist of hunting and more hunting. That's it. I will carve pumpkins and do Thanksgiving, but that's it. I cannot get over it. This is going down a rabbit hole. We probably don't need to go down here, but the whole pumpkin patch and the whole picking apples thing just gets me going, man. Because it's like
I love picking. I
love picking apples. Like when I don't have to pay double the price of when I buy them in the store. It's like, yes, let's walk around for 3 hours, pick apples that I'm going to pay $60 for, where I could pay $25 in the store.
There's some truth to that.
Got me going. There's a lot of truth to that one, because it's like, okay, now we just wasted 3 hours, but we're paying double the price.
We got the girl tribe over here, so we embrace fall activities.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's man, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited, I'm really pumped for our North Dakota trip. And then you're a busy man. You're gonna be there, South Dakota, and then we'll hopefully have a couple other local hunts that we can get together on.
Yeah, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. My wife might kill me for this, but if you feel like inviting me somewhere else to another state, whoever's listening, just hit that old DM button. I got crazy fall schedule, so might as well just add to it.
Oh, no, I love it. But yeah, guys, well, we just want to say thank you again for everybody that's just kind of chimed in and followed along and all the questions you guys have asked. It's been fun to kind of really kick off this segment, and we're really excited to bring it back again next year. And yeah, these little mini ones are always fun because it's just something a little more hyper focused than, our rat race of just doing random podcasts sometimes. So it's kind of fun just to talk specifically of just, fun stuff like this.
Yeah. Keep them coming though, because we got Chasing the Rut and Migration Minute coming to you next
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. We get a week off. Let's go. Nice.
Gonna need it.
1 week.
That's all I get. All right.
But cool, guys. Well, thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, You'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.